Well, welcome to another short video ahead of the coaching symposium in July with Matt Bradbury Sports. Delighted to say that today we are joined by Essi Aittasalo. Essi, how are you firstly?
Good, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
So, and of course, Matt Bradbury is here as well. Matt, good morning to you. Not in your Matt Bradbury Sports jumper today, though.
No, I've had to widen the wardrobe, Chris. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. But congratulations on saying Essi's name well. And yeah, mine's just a normal run-of-the-mill surname, and along with yours as well. So well done
I,
there, Chris.
I I have had a lot more practice of doing yours. I've been with the Lions for 6 years now, so it's been much easier. But so you're back in Nottingham now after some time in Finland. How are you finding it back here?
Yeah, it's good. I've actually never lived in Nottingham, but I lived in Edinburgh for a long time. But yeah, I moved back to the UK about 9 months ago now, so super excited. I've made my way back into the hockey world here and sports world in general. So yeah, it's good back in the UK for me.
So just give us a bit about your background. So you do quite a bit with the British universities stuff. You've worked with people like the IOC as well. So just tell us a bit
Yeah.
about your background.
Yeah, I've got quite a hefty background now that I think about it. So I started working in ice hockey sort of as a volunteer with the Finnish Ice Hockey Association, doing World Championship tournaments, mainly helping the team host team and the team management team on that side. And yeah, I was a player in the British University section, and kind of from there started moving more into coaching and player development. I got a role on the committee as a players representative, and I started doing injury studies and looking at concussions in our sport, but mainly in the university section, because we didn't really have anyone there that was doing that kind of stuff at the time. And then helped Richard Gray, who is the head coach for Caledonia Steel Queens, establish Steel Queens as a university women's team, which we also didn't have in Scotland at the time, and kind of captained and assistant captained that team and started helping other players develop. So kind of got into coaching that way. And then yeah, I went to Switzerland a couple of years ago now to work for the International Olympic Committee during the Tokyo and Beijing cycles in the athletes department. And since then it's just been a bit of a whirlwind. Coming back to the UK, started coaching more. I had the opportunity to go to Lausanne Youth Winter Games, which was amazing. The 3v3 format was trialed there with the mixed nation format. So had an opportunity to do a little bit of assistant coaching there. And yeah, I'm back in the UK now after my Switzerland stint, and I work for Skateboard GB national team as a performance admin. So we're preparing for summer games. So different side to the sports world, but it's all similar. It's all similar programs and processes. And yeah, assistant coach to under 16 GB women as well.
Yeah, so many strings to your bow, really, then.
Many strings to the bone. Yeah.
I mean, Matt, to have somebody with such varied coaching experience and such experience across a wide range is a real asset to the symposium, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was just scratching around for a pen there, finding just writing some notes. When you've got somebody, because I'm old now and I'm quite forgetful, but you see Essie's pedigree in relation to, she mentions some huge NGBs internationally. The IOC, IIHF, BUIHA. So you know what I mean. And now she's working with skateboard, the GB skateboard program as well. So that's going to be great to bring to the program, and the symposium itself. We've got a couple of people signed up that aren't all about just ice hockey. Ice hockey. There's a couple of students coming from down at the Marjon Plymouth University, and they're joining us because they're using it as part of their studies as well. Because of the wide range of speakers that are talking about not just ice hockey subjects, but those other subjects, those other important subjects as being part of their coaching degrees. So to have somebody like Essie with us is just going to add another dimension, really.
And it's going to be great as well to have someone who was a player and a coach. Handy number of points over in the university system there, Essi. But they can then see both sides of it, can't they?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely helped me. And also I wasn't a very good player, let's be honest, but I tried my best. I tried my best. But having that player background when I'm thinking about the players that I work with now and kind of how I was feeling when I was a player. And I think actually my playing career in the university is a big part of why I do certain things now the way that I do, because I look back at and think, okay, what would have I needed as a player? What were maybe the things that I wasn't given or supported with? How can I be a better coach because of how I had, what kind of a player career I had? So it's definitely an asset to have both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Matt, I see a lot of the coaches have been around for such a long time that they've not necessarily, they hasn't had a recent playing career, whereas Essi's got both sides relatively recently.
Yeah, it's important to look from both sides of the angle, really, isn't it? From the coaching side, and also obviously as the players that especially in particular, obviously the girls and the women's hockey growing so much as well. And like Essie mentioned, she was part of setting up a new team at the university in Edinburgh. That team wasn't even there, so everything going from ground level upwards. And I'm sure that Essie will be able to pass on a lot of experience and also to add to some of the experience also in the room. And I think that will also really just to open her eyes a bit, that kind of mindset, just to look at things and go away and try something new and just think about it. And again, it's just that kind of network and link up with another person that currently in Nottingham, got record, a great record over in Finland. And the hockey fraternity, the sport fraternity, there's so much overlap that we probably don't tap into, not from just ice hockey, but just kind of crossover in sports. And I think again that's something that will be quite unique at the symposium.
Yeah, I mean, Essie, the women's and girls side of the sport is growing all the time.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes hard because in terms of like the mainstream media, it kind of only appears at the Winter Olympics so much, like particularly over here, and you see the gold medal game inevitably most of the time between Canada and the USA. But particularly over there, there was the league started into it, and the streams and the views on that were great. I know, girls and women's hockey is kind of a topic of your talk at the symposium. So without giving too much away, kind of what sort of areas are you going to be touching on within that?
Oh, yeah, women's hockey. I feel like it's this sort of like a big buzzword at the moment. It's growing globally so much. There's obviously the PWHL that's doing some amazing work at getting, people to go watch hockey. And there's so many people that have come up to me and said, "Oh, I've never really paid attention to women's hockey, but I did watch a PWHL game and it was great." So there is this buzz around women's hockey and kind of where it's developing, and I'm quite excited to just give a different perspective on what it's like being a woman in sport, one, but also leadership in women's sport. Why is it such a buzz right now? Because essentially we are still just hockey players. It doesn't matter if you're a girl or a boy, you're still a hockey player. But obviously we are not at the same level necessarily, with things like media coverage and attendance and even coaching and coaches understanding when girls are in their team or they're coaching women's teams, what are those things that they need to be mindful of, because we're not different, but it is a different game in certain aspects. So I'm quite excited to just bring in hopefully a new perspective, and I think empower the coaches in the room to take away something positive to work with the girls. Because I think back to, 10 years ago when I came to the UK in the university, I wish we had then what we've got now going on for the girls. And I kind of hope that my workshop gives somebody something to take away so that the next girl that comes into their team can think, I had a really great time. And I don't feel like I have to constantly fight a battle just because you're a girl hockey player or a women hockey player. We're still just hockey players. And I think that's something I'm excited to hopefully kind of start picking and empowering and talking about. So yeah, so quite. But I won't give away what the actual is, but that's that kind of perspective is hopefully something we can bring out in the session.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there are differences, aren't there? I mean, I do quite a bit within women's football, and that's coming up a lot at the minute, particularly like with ACL injuries, because there are slight differences to the body and about how teams have changed like short colours to make the players feel more confident if they had white shorts, and how there are like fluctuations during the menstrual cycle and things like that, which if you've got, you know, without stereotyping, like for example, a male coach that might not understand as well as a female coach would, then it's giving them that information as well and helping them understand that there might be changes kind of week on week to performance and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's even down to things like contact tactics. You know, we're not a non-contact and sport, even if check-in isn't allowed in women's, and just understanding how to cultivate a really positive environment for all aspects of the game is really important for coaches. So that's hopefully something that we can at least help bring out in the symposium.
Matt, the symposium now is getting ever closer. If people haven't already registered for their tickets and to come along for the weekend, where do they go about doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go via our social media platforms, searching for Matt Bradbury Sports on the internet. We've got Instagram, Twitter, and we've got TikTok as well. I don't know. Again, we have to ask you the question. Chris, you're waiting for it. So we may as well ask, does Essi do TikTok?
I love TikTok.
Here we go. We've found a
Love
See,
TikTok.
Essi's of my generation, you see. So
I am still sort of on the cusp of being in with the cool kids. So
oh, full respect for that one, Essi. Full respect. But yeah, so otherwise, everything's via the website, www.mattbradburysports.com. And we've got all the news information surrounding the symposium, provisional schedules, as well as the packages that are available, and also the accommodation, food, and hopefully soon there'll be hopefully some more announcements as well behind the scenes, just waiting on a few people to just finalize some availability. So keep visiting the social media platforms.
yeah, and Essi will be talking on the Saturday afternoon there about girls and women's ice hockey. So, yeah, www.mattbradburysports is the place to go. Essi, thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in July.
thanks so much.